Hi, it's Ryan with MVD, and we're here at FILO 2025 inside of the Willow Creek Community Church just outside of Chicago, showing off the brands that MVD represents, which is Magewell, Telycam, and Miri. We're excited to show you what we have on the demo table here. So first up, let's take a look at the Magewell encoders. So this is a Magewell Ultra Encode AIO. It is an HDMI and SDI encoder that streams to your favorite destinations, such as RTMP, SRT, NDI, YouTube, Facebook, natively built in. And people love it because of the touch screen on the front of it where you can monitor the video and audio and then use the touch screen to trigger to send out for the recording or the stream. The next up is our Magewell Director 1. Now this builds on the Director series of families. What we've done with the Director 1 is it now made a much larger screen, more than double the brightness. It also added 4G and a dedicated HDMI out. And so the USB-C for UVC or other functions is separate now than the HDMI. So that's a new release. And again, it really builds on the handheld palm size of the Magewell Director Mini. Same OS, so very familiar. You can add in graphics and stream that out to a number of destinations, but it's great for PTZ camera control. So of the Telycam cameras, we're actually bringing it into the Director 1, and people can set presets and recall presets. They can add in their graphic overlays. We can even bring in worship lyrics and Bible verses from software such as Easy Worship, and we can do that all over HTML or NDI with Alpha Layer. So the next brand that we have is Miri. This is the X510 cellular bonded router where we have a number of different connections coming into this unit. Now inside of this building, I struggled to get 1 megabit up with my cell phone that's AT&T. So we know that T-Mobile and Verizon's really great. So we've tethered up all these devices. So we've got a bunch of hotspots here. They're all connected. We're even tethering a cell phone. You could even plug in something like a USB cellular modem. You could also use pair and share, so with other Verizon or T-Mobile phones wirelessly contributing their data. And we're receiving download speeds of about 80 megabits and upload of about just north of 30. So really makes a difference between whether you could or you could not live stream your event. So next up is Telycam. They're showing off the new Telycam 4KZ. This is a 20x 4K 60 box camera with a really awesome feature on the side of it that gives you your LCD display. You can manipulate all of the settings via the dial pad so that you can make your parameter adjustments, or you could just scan that with a mobile device and go to the mobile-friendly menu. So the great thing about this camera, we've heard a lot of churches who are smaller that want to have these locked off shots and they want to pair it with a PTZ. Well, the camera you'd pair that with is the Telycam 4KN. That is also a 20x. And so the sensor and lens are matched. So now for the first time, you could have locked off shots that surround your facility and have a single PTZ for the free range of movement. Speaking of PTZs, we have our flagship Explore. This is a Sony 1-inch sensor. It features ND filters, phase detection autofocus. The I/O on it has an SFP Plus port, a 12G SDI, 3G SDI, Genlock, HDMI, NDI full bandwidth, NDI HX3, and onboard recording. So it is a feature-packed camera, and people are just blown away at how fast the autofocus and the range is. So the other fantastic feature of this is that it has not only the 4K, but you could also output a crop 1080. So what would be a 20x optical zoom now effectively turns into a 40x. So to punch back from the back of the auditorium, I think people are really going to love that. Next up, we have another PTZ camera. This is a 1080 camera, but feature-packed as well with HDMI, SDI, NDI built right in. And when you want to do control, we have the Telycam PTZ controller here that allows you to automatically trigger things like auto tracking in cameras that have that capability. So of course, with the rest of Magewell, very well known for the USB Fusion series, other encoders that feature NDI or SDI. We also have this really cool UltraStream device that allows you one touch to go live or record for churches, and that comes in SDI or HDMI. And then we have NDI, encoders and decoders that are all PoE powered. And of course, I think a lot of people know Magewell for USB capture, so the ability to bring in HDMI and output over USB. All of this being shown at FILO because the church market knows a lot about video production and have been doing it for a long time to live stream to their congregations. For more information, certainly visit all of our manufacturers' website, Magewell, Telycam, and Miri Technologies, or visit us online at mobilevideodevices.com.